What's up, everyone? Oh my gosh. I gotta start a video and I'm coughing. What's up, everyone? Yes, it's Sunday, February 28th, last day of the month. I figured I'd do a quick live, and I mean a quick live. Actually reminds me of the days I was in the truck, because remember I used to do my videos sweating for the real Dre traders, the EMIP people. Yeah, I used to do the videos in the truck without the APU running, just for good quality sound. Wanted that good quality sound. I'm home. I can run the AC, but once again, I want that AC. Is cold outside. It's winter. I want to run the good quality sound. So I'm sweating. I'm just gonna make this quick. I figure we just talk real quick. Let me go ahead and put a share out real quick, and then I'll kind of just start rambling about the markets and see what you guys want to talk about. Where's my videos? There it is. So I got some new subscribers, and I really appreciate everyone, all the new people coming in, checking me out, and actually hitting that subscribe and like button, all of that stuff. I really appreciate that, man. So hopefully you can enjoy this video and answer questions, right? That's why I said Q&A, because I really just want to talk about what you want to talk about. But I got to make a topic. So I put in there my Lulu trade. I'm going to talk about that real quick, and maybe we can talk about credit spreads. But if you don't have any questions, video will be over for sure. So I'm just sharing this out real quick. There we go. All right, so done with that. See how many people I got in here. It says I only got 2 people in here. See what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. What's up? Who I got up in here? Where's my chat? I got Mr. JRH. What's up? What is up, JRH? How's your Sunday going? And the jewelry box, of course, babe. I was waiting for her. I love that shirt. She always gives me a compliment. After 7 years, I still get compliments from my girl all the time. And I gave her one yesterday too. Check out the Instagram and you can see the compliment I threw her. Instagram. What is it? Dre Trades, of course. All right, so I wanted to talk about Bitcoin. Yeah, that's why I got it up right here. So it's down. It's down pretty big this weekend. It's 45,000. Just remember, just last week it was 57,000. So it's a pretty big decline. Down 5% today. Is it today? So once the market opens, I don't know, reaction to that. I imagine MicroStrategy is going to get destroyed. See, the companies that actually come out and want to talk about, oh, we're kind of putting our money in Bitcoin. Now I feel you just attach the company to Bitcoin, right? So companies like MicroStrategy, now Square, gosh, what is the other company? That's Tesla, of course, Tesla. So are you going to be trading on Tesla fundamentals or whatever it's trading on? Who knows? Tesla never trades on fundamentals. What am I talking about? So are you going to be trading on whatever you trade about? Or are you going to be trading basically on Bitcoin? So Bitcoin's up, you're up. If Bitcoin's down, you're down. So I don't know. We're about to find out, because it's taking a pretty good hit. So we know Square's average price, I think, is 51,000. Now Bitcoin's at 45,000. If you let's pull up the year and look at that decline right there from the peak. Are we going to make a head and shoulders? Because we got the shoulder. Is this going to be the head and we're going to kind of pop up for another shoulder later? Or are we just going to go straight down? Are we going to come down to this level right here, 40,000? And I guess that's support. I mean, it's been up so steep, there's really no support. So 40,000, or will we come down to this level, 30,000? I mean, yeah, because it just jumped between 30 and 40. I remember that move. I mean, really between 30 and 57. So interesting to see how they're going to trade. That's the Square. We already know about MicroStrategy and Tesla. There could be some other companies that's just not clicking in my head, but very curious. Babe says after 7 years, I'm still being hidden, right? I still be hitting. I think she said I'll still be hitting it, right? Yeah. She keeps it X-rated even when she's not here. That's right, babe. You tell them. You tell them. Who girl telling them that, they man that on YouTube? Nobody. Anyway, um, yeah, so that's Bitcoin. I think I have no idea where the market's gonna open. We talked about it in yesterday's video. Um, and now that I see Bitcoin is kind of taking a beating over the weekend, we see the futures open up in an hour and a half. Let's see where it starts. I think for the most part, the markets are right at support. For the most part, all three, except for the S&P. This seems like it could still have room to go down, but this is the week that the stimulus is going to get released in, man. $1.9 trillion. I mean, the Senate, I think they're going to start on it Monday. Who knows if it's quick, it gets approved, boom. I think we're going to be off to the races again personally. Friday is interesting because look at the heat map and the market. Look at how it's just the big boys and the market, everything red, everything. I mean, if Amazon, Facebook, Google, Nvidia, actually everybody in the semis, Microsoft and Apple were red. I'll let you see that a little closer. This would be an ugly looking heat map. So it's funny how all the big boys was able to turn green. That's because they took a beating, man. They really have taken a beating. So I don't know. I think that's actually a good sign that maybe we could bounce. You see, even PayPal kind of like, is up there. Yeah, all that stuff. Anyway, so let's look at let's go into the Lulu. Let's pull up the chart of Lulu so y'all can this is one of my worst calls. It's still early. This is just one of my worst calls ever. And I put some trades on right at that gray circle right there. I put on some call spreads. I put the 400, 440 call spread on. All right. And I can't remember how many times I did that. It might be more than once. At the same time, to help pay for that, I sold a credit spread. I sold the 300 to 260, I think. All right, so now we're sitting at 311. This is almost in jeopardy. And this is a year out. This is the leap, okay? Expires in January. So it was a pretty cheap trade to put on. I'm collecting a credit and, I'm doing a debit call spread and I'm collecting a credit to kind of pay for that. I was so confident that this thing was going to blow through and just start heading higher. Just start doing what Lulu does. And you can see that up, down, up, down, up, down. But we got two downs right there. And hopefully we can continue higher. But I don't know. I think if we breach 300, even though the trade ends, when does it end? In January, I probably got to bail. And who knows, right when I bail, that will be the time that it actually turns around. But I mean, this thing was right here. I actually got out of the Nike, did a video on it, 382. And since then, man, it's just been going down. Every day was down 2 to 5%. It was just unbelievable. And this is when the market was going up, right? So bring this down. So from here to here, down 19.72%. So basically 20%. It's right at that 20% mark. It's right at the bottom of the channel. So I'm hoping that now that it's official bear market for Lulu, that maybe, 20% is a good spot to where stocks turn around, right? 10%, 20%. And then just right off the bat, those two spots is where stocks can actually turn around because 10% considered correction, 20% is considered bear market, right? And they just turn right there. So we'll see what happens. So if we go to the chain, you could see the 400, and I can't remember what I bought it for, but way higher than this. The 400 calls going for basically, let's say we can get it at 21,000. I'm trying to look at the mid. Can I bring up the mid here? I don't know if I could bring up mid price. No, it's not letting me. All right, so I'm just kind of picking a number between here. So 400 right now is trading at, let's say $2,100. If you want to buy it, $2,100. And then the 440, now this is the trade that I did. I sold the 440, and right now that's trading at 1,300. At the time that I put on this trade, that 440, I sold it for 4,400 and change. Now it's trading at 1,300. So I made like $3,000, 4,000. Do the price. I think it's like 3,000, 4,400. I'm just rounding it off, minus 1,300, $3,100. I'm up $3,100 on that short call. So what I did, and I still got a long way to go, 327 days. And if I still think the stock is going up, I still think it's going higher. So what I did to kind of try to save this, I got all the profit out of that. So boom, I bought it back, right? I made that. I wanted to actually hold on to it and let it go through both strikes. But now that it went down, I bought it back. It's no sense in holding the 440 because if it were to go back up, which I still think it does, I'm going to lose that money. So basically, even though I lost a lot of money on this trade, now that I sold that short call, all it has to do is go back up a little bit, maybe half, and I get all my money back, and I'll have more gains as we go higher. And then as it gets back up to the top of the range, I'll sell that call again. So I would have made the 3,000 going down, right? I pocketed it, took it off. Hopefully we go back up. I sell it again for about $4,500, $4,500. And then if it continues to go up, oh man, I'm real profitable on the trade. That's how I actually made that Facebook trade that made me a bunch of money when Facebook was crashing because everybody was afraid of what was going on? Oh, the adpocalypse. Oh yeah, Coke and Disney's leaving Facebook. Oh my gosh. People were selling it off, so that was over here, right? Got all this stuff going. That was way over here, and then it dipped down to 207. It was as high as 243, came down to 27. I sold all my call spreads. I sold all the short strikes. Now I was long calls. I was long maybe 8 calls or something like that. And you can see the run I had all the way to 305. Made a boatload of money on that run right there. So I made the money going down. Well, I was losing money, but I took profits on the short, and then I was long calls all the way up. And then I don't know, I gave a little bit of that money back, probably a lot more than just a little bit, because I forgot what I was doing. I was so thinking this was going to 340, and it didn't. And I was losing money on theta because I had all them damn calls, and I eventually just got away with it. What's up, exclamation? She says, please subscribe. Yeah, she's my PR person on the live. Yeah, so exclamation. I was just talking about the Bitcoin. I don't know if you just got in there. Where did it go? Yeah. So what's your thoughts? I'm saying like how MicroStrategy, Square, Tesla, are they going to be tracking the Bitcoin price now that they say they got small exposures to it? So, but you know how the market is. You buy 2% of it with your cash, and then they're going to think you're the Bitcoin price now, and you'll just go up and down with Bitcoin. But so I'm just going to say, it's down 5%. Well, it's actually gaining a little ground. It was down closer to 5%. And so is it going to be down? Is those stocks going to start tracking like Bitcoin and no longer reverse their fundamentals, I would like to say, but we know Tesla, even MicroStrategy, none of them even traded with their fundamentals, right? They trade, once they say, hey, we bought some Bitcoin, boom, you're now a Bitcoin stock. And it's just, you just trade like that. They start like MicroStrategy went from whatever, just went crazy. So now it's, what is it, cut in half? I can't remember the MSTR. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, as high as $1,200. Now it's $750. Almost got a 50% haircut. And I think it was over here where they said, early January or something, where they said they was buying Bitcoin, I think. And then you can see what happened. Now it just became the Bitcoin stock. And so ever since Bitcoin's been coming down, you see that drop right there. And then we go back to Bitcoin. How was it? It is, is this it? Right here. And you can see the drop that Bitcoin has. And then you can see the MicroStrategy, even though it seems like it's more times, like, more all right, Bitcoin dropped 5%. It seems like MicroStrategy dropped 10%, but see the same kind of drop. So it's like tracking like Bitcoin. It's weird. I just hope stocks don't do that. Like if Apple says they're going to buy, Apple has a lot of cash. Let's say they buy a little bit of Bitcoin. Is Apple going to start trading like Bitcoin now? It's just stupid. Anyway, you said you believe it's still going higher. I'm still buying all of the S&P. It's got to be Bitcoin stock in 24 months. Yeah, I was actually thinking about you with the bonds, the 10-year, right? Going crazy. That's why the market's selling off. Oh my gosh, we're at 151 on a 10-year, 1.61, I think the highest it went. So now I'm starting to think about back in the day, when about a year ago, you saying, here comes the hyperinflation, right? So you talked about Bitcoin. You had it right, man. Congratulations on that. And then I was like, damn, you're going to get ready to nail this hyperinflation, right? So because it's just went from one below one, basically one, let's call it, to 1.5 in a month. That's crazy. So the speed of that incline is insane. So your call is very interesting on that. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of keeping that in the back of my head. So what do you think? Are you thinking that's what's going on? Global FM 247. What's up, man? Thanks for checking in, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. It's the first time I'm saying your name, I think. So yeah, I might have said it before. If so, I don't remember. But yeah, so I'm just thinking about that. Very interesting, and we're going down. But even though it's an interesting week, because I do think the Senate's going to approve this stimulus this week. Who knows? But I'm going to say they are. Hopefully it doesn't have to go back to Congress. I just wanted to get done. Let's get that out of the way. How's the market going to react? I think it maybe not immediately, but I think it has to head us higher. But I don't know for how long. I don't know how long that's going to last. You know what I mean? So maybe a couple more months. I don't know. I don't know. You can't compare it to like 2000 or any, because they wasn't throwing money out like that. So I don't know. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to come on here where I titled it Q&A. What do you guys want to talk about? So I talked about basically my Lulu put spread, my credit spread. A lot of people buy calls. I did a video. Calls is dumb. And by the way, that was a little clickbaitish. Okay, I know calls. To each his own. To each his own. It's a little clickbaitish. So like you look at this stock. This is Facebook. By the way, this looks kind of bullish still, even though it's kind of been acting weird. Watch if Facebook starts just gaining, and the markets, keep an eye on it. Kind of like if it does like a Twitter. Twitter just kept showing its balls, just kept showing I'm up 1%, I'm up 2%. I was watching that whole move, but I just feel uncomfortable trading Twitter because it burnt me in the past so many times. But this one is interesting. Look at the downturns, like down right here, right? And then down right here. Look at the patterns. Here is not down. It's actually just sideways, right? So I think Facebook, looking at the monthly, it looks like it wants to go higher. So let's say, all right, I'm bullish on Facebook. I'm going to buy the calls. I don't know, man. I would probably come out because I'm patient. I'm patient with it. I'm not trying to make the money tomorrow. So let's come out, say June next year. What is Facebook trading at 257? How about we sell this 240? I'm just throwing a trade out there. 240 by let's do the 230. Keep it simple. Look, I can get $5 for that. 100% of my money. I'm going to double my money in a year, right? As long as Facebook stays above 240. That's right here. I mean, basically, it's already there, in this area. As long as and that's how I trade. Make 100%. I'm going to make 100% in a year. I'm not trying to make it tomorrow, whatever. And you put on trades like that. Next thing you know, you're constantly making money. You're making money. You're all your trades are set up to double, right? And yeah, you're not going to realize this trade tomorrow, next month, next week, a couple months. You're not. But when you keep putting on trades like that, when you see bullish action, next thing you know, you are realizing the trade you put on and making that 100%. Generally, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even wait till 100. I would kind of just keep rolling it out, maybe make 50% on that trade and put it on again and put it on again. Just sell underneath the market. You see the stock has been going up forever. No matter when you put that kind of trade on, you made money. Maybe right here, you didn't make it. Maybe right there, maybe right here even, but that's only 2 times in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11 years or so. You see what I'm saying? So it's the trades that I put on, and that's why I don't really talk about a lot of different stuff. And I'd use a little bit of money to do short-term trades, 40, 50 day, but most of my trades are set up like that. I trade them like stock. I use options kind of like stock. And I'm in just like I showed you with the Lulu. I think it's going higher. I set a call spread 400, 440. Generally, I don't trade like that. I was real bullish on Lulu. Real bullish. I got a little bullish. I just made more of a bullish trade where I want to make more than 100%. Right? Not only am I buying the upside, I sold the downside. And you can see that move just kind of kill me. So not only I'm losing the money up there, I'm losing money down here. So it really went against me. I basically top ticked that too. I top ticked that move and just straight down. When's the last time you seen, y'all can't even see that. When's the last time y'all seen this stock? I got the monthly up right now. Look, 3 bars to the downside, right? Here's 2, here's 2, 1, 1, here's 3. So that's way back in 2018. It had such a move. And then to find another move is way back in 2017. So I happened to find the move that, I traded the move that where it doesn't happen once every 2 years or so. I found the top of that downtrend. But you can see how it really never happens. Here I wouldn't have put the trade on at all because it's going sideways. I want to do it on a stock that's going up. Okay. And you can see that's going up. But I like it now. I like it even more now because here, look at it, right? Hit that moving average, tagged it, went up, tagged it. This was the time and right now it's tagging it again. So this is a great time to buy. Hopefully it does not collapse. They said a lot of good things in there. Came out with something. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, man. See if I can find it. Look, a stock increase. Wait a minute, stock price target cut to 340. And they did a cut. Maybe that's why it's coming down. Maybe it's them. Yeah, here we go. Lululemon. This is just last month. Right? Expects its profit and sales for the fourth quarter ended January 31st to be at the high end of its prior guidance. Right? The high end, driven by or over the holiday period, whatever. The Athletic Apparel on Monday said it expects adjusted earnings per share to grow at the high end of mid to single digit. It sees net revenue growing at the high end of its mid to high teens. The company's management, wait a minute, the high end, it sees, hold on a minute, it sees net revenue growing at the high end. I could have sworn it said something else. But anyway, the company's management will be meeting virtually with analysts and blah, 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 blah. And anyway, the shares fell. So they came out and said, yeah, the earnings to be the high ends of expectations. And they basically has been selling the stock off ever since. It even got a ratings downgrade. So earnings, a price target downgrade. So, oh, well, whatever, price target. This one's got adjusted. Zacks, they raised it from, wow, it has an average rating of outperform and price targets ranging from 155 to 500. So these analysts are all over with Lulu. They don't know. How do you have a bunch of analysts and then you look at all the targets and it range from 155 to 500? Okay. Well, anyway, so no one knows. If you come here and look at the leap, let's look at this 2023 leap. And you could see they are selling options only at the 560 stock price. And it's expensive too. It's about $1,500, man. It's hundreds, 200 points away. So they're expecting it to go up like that, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I made the right trade. Okay, I'm back to you, X. It said government's playing us. They are timing the stimulus checks with the move index. When the move index gets to, I'm sorry, I'm reading like this because I can't see. Index gets to 70, they will find a reason to print more money. What's the move index? I don't know what that is. You said watch the move index and you can time the market crash and stimulus. Yeah, hook me up with that ticker or whatever the move index is. So I got to research that. I don't even know what that is. Mr. Generates, it's on Netflix. Is it on Netflix? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean with that. Is it on Netflix? But since I don't know what you mean, I'm going to need you to elaborate on that. We talk about Netflix. Notice it looks similar to Lulu. By the way, I'm bullish on Netflix. I never have been. I've been late to the game. They raise prices overseas. Basically, I think their price raises are being accepted. You know what I mean? I abandoned Netflix a long time ago. It's probably why I just feel that you could binge watch the whole thing in a month or two and then cancel. But I left it a long time ago. Haven't touched it since. But I've been wrong. The stock's just going straight up, and they keep raising. They raising. And the thing is, there's so many people in the field. There's so many people just streaming. There's unlimited. There's free streams. There's broken fire sticks. Yeah, broken fire sticks means you can look at anything. All of that, right? But they can keep making money. So I don't know how they do it. Volume is done came out, but that's good with these sideways moves. So you'll see what happens. I kind of like it actually, and I think I have a position on here. I think a short-term position. Yeah. I sold the 505 500 40-day spread. So far, so good. I did that when it was like 550, something like that, and it's had good premium on it. And so far, so good. So far, so good on that trade. Ticker move. Okay. Merrill Lynch option volatility index. I am going to do some research on this one and kind of see how it goes with the S&P. And look at that move. That's a bullish move right there. It looks like it wants to pull back and then it's going to take off. It almost looks like the TBT. Yeah, see? And this is the 20-year bond. It's the bearish. If you're, TLT, if you're bullish on bonds, TBT is the bearish. Even though this is not the 10, this is the 20. But I like that. Look at what happened there with that candlestick. So huge reversal. I guess people started piling in at 20, the TBT, and it took their money. But I think you could still get in, and this index is going higher. And this thing, when the TBT starts to move, it moves. Okay, so something I was actually in, and I got out, and I only got out because there was better things in the market to play. Like there was just better stocks. A lot of times I'm getting out of some nice trades just because there's better things out there. But now there hasn't been, right? Now everything's going down, and you really got a stock pick to kind of find that stock that's you can feel comfortable with. And the TBT would have been one of them until look what happened last week. It just collapsed. And then let me see, the TLT should be the opposite. Yeah. So the TLT was crashing, for the most part. And then look, boom, look at that stick. It probably comes up to this trend line right here, and then it'll continue its downtrend because that is definitely in a downtrend. But the stochastic is getting ready to go up. I mean, they really we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'll try to see how that move index works and see what that's correlated with. Um, and kind of just keep an eye on it. I never heard of it before. So thanks for the heads up on that one. You said I lost so much money in Square and PayPal because you was in those calls, wasn't you? Wasn't you in those calls, man? You have to be so your timing. You have to. I mean, call spreads. That's really the way to go. Like I was in the LULU and I actually made money on the downside. So now I'm in the calls, right? So you really have to be careful. Like I'm telling you, them calls is either home run or strike out. It's one or the other. And most of the time we don't hit home runs. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. But yeah, they were hot. And things that are hot are not always going to be hot. Remember how when you started watching me, I missed out a lot on a lot of trades because I was like, man, straight up. I don't want straight up. But that straight up trade went for a while, right? Everything was going straight. Even look, we just looked at this move thing that's starting to go straight up. What was that ticker I just had on the TBT? It was starting to go. I mean, it's like Bitcoin straight up. Everything since in the last 12 months, it seems like up moves are straight up. Down moves, well, hopefully they're not straight down. They was last March, but it's just interesting how it seems like all the money it goes to whatever's hot, right? And it pushes it straight up. Anyway, if it goes straight up, it's going to go have a hard downturn at one point or another, and you don't want to get caught in it. And you can see, look at that move you was in. Pull up the monthly and you can see the move, right? So you have to start getting scared. Let me clear this out, man. You have to start getting scared when you're seeing this and you're starting to see it. You got to be like, okay, man, this stocks don't trade like this. I have to be careful. I'm not saying you can't be in it, but you got to be careful because it's gonna take a downturn. And it finally did, right? Finally did right there. Because I'm in the PayPal too, but I am in the leaps. Here's another move straight up, right? Look at over the years. Dang, why am I not getting any stock chart with this? Hold on here. Time axis. Let's bring it to 25. And you can see you don't see a move like that. And all of a sudden you're gonna go straight up, right? So yeah. See how it hung around the averages, it doesn't, when it gets so far away from those averages, it pulls in, right? Starts to separate, pulls in, and then look, it just stayed separated. So you just got to be careful. This was a hell of a run. The people that caught this, especially with the calls, did well. And in this move, just like you, it caught a lot of people out there. I'm sure. I'm sure you're not the only one. But you know what? You could probably get back in it. I don't know when, but just keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye. Once you see it start to make an upturn again, hopefully it doesn't make a huge spike up. I think it was up on Friday. Maybe that downturn is over. See, it caught support. See, it came down, hit that support right there. Got my little arrow there. And maybe this is it. But here it is, Chopper. Here's the trade. And I don't care if you buy the call spread or whatever, the stock itself. You can go long, but you have to get out if it breaks these levels right here. You have to get out. That's 251. That low is 251. This low is 253. This low is 252. So let's say it goes to 250.9. If it breaks 251 and goes to 250 point something, just leave. Just be gone. Just be done with it, right? Because it's probably going to head lower. But the stochastic is getting ready to turn. This might hold. This might hold, or it could be a bear flag. I always talk about bull flags, right? It could be a bear flag. There's your flagpole, and then there's the flag, and then it can take another drop going down. So this is something to watch. But you're out. You're going to trade against that low. You're out if it breaks that two, and we're right there. So basically, well, actually 259. Damn. 259? Pull up the hourly. So you can see that action, right? There's the hourly. And there's all the this action right here, just get out if it breaks that. Set your stops, be out, and hopefully we go up from here so you can make some of that money, right? That's my my guess how you can trade that. But my thing is the what's the stocks? What do they call them? The reopening stocks. Hey, they still have room to run. So start looking at those, the reopenings. And I've been talking about it forever here, and that's booking Airbnb, right? And Airbnb had a killer day on Monday. Let me tell you something, it still has room to run. It up 13%. I put on a long-term trade. I'm positive. And look at that candle, right? The opposite of PayPal, the opposite of what you've seen. Now, I know this is expensive. We're looking at charts. You can't look at that, right? That's why I stopped trading fundamentals, because they just, to me, don't work. I started making money when I abandoned fundamentals. So anyway, that's the opposite of PayPal. So there's money to be made in this Airbnb. It's gonna, when it breaks that high, it looks like it's gonna do it. It's just gonna keep going. But I'm in that, but I'm more in the booking as well. And it took a little sell off. Let me clear all this shit off. And I've been talking about it since this move down here, right? Actually, I think over here came down, it's back up, and this has not had the strength of Airbnb, but you could see, right, it's ready to break out and maybe start this uptrend again. I mean, I'm ready to travel. I think a lot of people, I don't even travel and I'm ready to travel. I mean, me and my girl was just talking about it a couple of hours ago. We ready just to get out. I really think it's pent up demand. Think of a garden hose coming out, water's coming out, and you fold that hose in half, right? And it stops and it's dripping, it's right. And you're holding that fold, right? And when you let it go, that's the economy shutting off. When you let it go, it goes right? And then it goes back to the normal flow. That's the point I think we're at right now. That hose was closed and it's starting to let go, and it's just gonna, right? That's where I think, and that's what I think is gonna happen. And then once it starts, all that pressure comes out, then maybe we look at going down or the other way. And that's what that pent up demand is, right? It's that hose being closed, right? You close that, you fold it down, you shut off the water flow, and you even got a chance of the water coming out the seam or maybe busting a new pinhole or whatever. But if it doesn't, when you let it go, it's going to be flying out. That's how I'm thinking is happening with the economy. And it's going to happen, especially with the travel stocks, because they've been shut down forever, right? And people want to travel. We've been in our houses with our family forever. And they're going to want to get out. Anyway, so I think we're early still in this, right? I think you could trade Boeing still if you want to be safer. I'm like the put spreads under here. Even those, I didn't like last week's action. I got to be honest with that. And let's look at the airlines. I'm just going to pull up the Jets ETF, right? Look, it's still got room to come up here. Still got room. Y'all can't see. Y'all got to let me know when y'all can't see. Let me catch up on some. I know you said you took the bait. You said yes, guilty. See, I knew you was in those calls. Let me tell you, the calls will destroy you when you're on the wrong side of the market with calls or puts, and the market's going up. Destroyed, bro. Oh, God. I've been there. I'm talking because of experience, okay? All right, so don't shade your way, man. I'm talking because experience. All right. Anyway, said now that they're giving us stimulus, it should cause the move index to go down. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. Physical gold and physical silver and Bitcoin held in your private keys is a must right now. Government is fixing the reset currency. Too much debt, too much liquidity forced into the system. Hold bonds and too much dollars is a big no-no. This is what MicroStrategy understands. But what about, I know, but it got into that Bitcoin position. And I got to be honest with you. I mean, this is what I don't like about Bitcoin. I don't like the volatility in it. You know, it trades like a penny stock. You know what I mean? It's like, how is I could put money in this thing? it's like putting money in penny stocks and stocking up on penny stocks. It's so volatile. Now I do understand it's early, and I think that more and more people get in it and stuff like that. Eventually, that volatility will come down. I believe that's how it's going to work. So this is the early stages, right? So I don't know, but I ain't drop I had $1,000 I was ready to drop. I think I wound up buying an option spread. I was like, should I put this 1,000 in Bitcoin? And I'm glad I didn't, because I would have already been down 10%. But you see how it's so quick. It's just anyway. So I just been doing $20 here. Like I see, I might go ahead and do another 10, 20 spot. Just kind of, I'm just nibbling before I throw any kind of big chunks at it. I'm just doing 20, 10, 20, just kind of doing something like that, slowly getting into it. So as it goes out, I don't really feel the pain. So, but I get it. I do get it. I have more of an understanding now than before when you started talking about it, because that's all they talk about now. So I was able to learn a little bit more. I like to put my money somewhere I understand. I still won't understand it like that, but I'm understanding, in the process of understanding. And tell you what, when your money's in it, you understand it a little better because you can see your money move. And then I don't know, you just kind of get a better understanding. Mr. Jerry H, you said you in travel myself. You taking a month. Oh, you getting ready to? Oh, cool. All right, enjoy that, man. Where's your money going, by the way? Meaning, you get in a hotel, you flying some airlines, Airbnb. How did you book? Yeah, kind of like, if you can throw that out there. Restaurants, any spots like a Disney or any resorts kind of place. Just curious. You said it's volatile because it's consuming world value. Yeah. Well, we see. I got an eye on it. I'm more interested now than before, though. And you know what made me go more now? Just because I see the companies starting to do it. And now I see, if more and more companies start doing the 2%, 2%, it just starts to become, okay, if they're doing it, I guess I can do it. I could put 5% in there. You know what I mean? And then if everybody starts thinking like me, and that travels on, and we'll be at that wherever, we'll be at a double already. You know what I mean? And however high it can go. So that's how I'm kind of looking at it. Some people thought it was a joke. Some people still are. You heard what's his name? From Berkshire. Charlie Munger was kind of slamming it, and this guy's, but I know they old school. What is he, 97 years old? He was kind of slamming it, right? So you still have your non-believers out there. Maybe that's why it's also volatile, because you got your non-believers. A lot of non-believers and believers. It almost seems like the older you are, those are the people that the younger people like, yeah, Bitcoin, right? It definitely, you see some generations in there. Any more questions? Anybody else? Volatile because it's consumer world value. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to talk about today. It's 5:12. The futures open in 48 minutes. See, I'll be off, but we'll see what they do. I'm curious to see how it's going to open with Bitcoin down 5%. But we are at a turning point, and we actually can bounce from here. But Friday's action was terrible with the close. Let me go to SPY. I didn't like the close at all. Let's pull up the 15-minute, and you can see that. That's, just, and look at I wish it kind of, yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. When stocks are closed, stocks like this stocks close like this in bear markets. You know what I mean? And in bull markets, when stocks, they close like you get that push going up when it's about to close at 4:00. So I hate closes like that, where you struggle all day to make some gains, And then the last 5 minutes, you lose the whole struggle. You lose all of the day's struggle in the last, not even 5 minutes, last 2 minutes, and it's like, wow, they did that. So we'll see. I mean, we've been fighting gap downs all week, and then a slow grind up, and then gap down, slow grind up. But this is the 15 minutes. It's all over. It's all over. Pull up the hour. Look at that. I mean, if you just look at the moving average, I'm gonna clear all these lines out. If you just look at the moving average, where are we going? Right? It's obvious we're going down. I try to find excuses for us to go higher because I'm always bullish. I can never really go against the market. I'm always looking for a reason to go up. But when you really simplify, like I told you in the video yesterday, I'm like, man, there it is. Let's not try to get cute. It broke trend. If you guys watched that video, go check it out. It's my last video. It broke trend. Generally, it's going down. It's really that simple. But I try to find excuses why, and I'm really zooming in and trying to find the micro little pieces of support, and maybe it could bounce. I'm trying to find all of that. But if you look at this and you just look at the moving average, 1 hour time frame, we go, shit. It goes clear back as January 29th. It's a whole month of trading action. And look at it, right? It's just rolling over. And look at the volume coming in on a rollover, right? So it's worrisome. It's worrisome, right? Hopefully we can start going sideways. I don't think it just turns and goes up. A lot of people possibly want to sell. Let's look at the Qs like that, because generally I don't mess around with these short-term volumes, because I think the Qs actually can bounce. You see what happened Friday, how they was up, the big boy techs, and the rest of the market was down. But you can see how it just roll over, right? And see how the SPY, it seems like it just has some catching up to do with the Qs. Anyway, doesn't necessarily have to catch up though. But you can see how far the Qs are ahead. When is it going to bounce? I don't know. It looks like it's trying to construct something here, though, right? Something is happening here, okay? Right? So you just see, like, we could micro analyze it. Let's clear all this out. We can micro analyze this drop here, and you can say, wow, you see that right there? See how it went through and it closed right on support? And that's where it's interesting. That's why I said we're right at that critical level. Are we either gonna bounce from here or fail? This is the level right here. So let's see what happens. Let's see what we bounce. See if we bounce or what. But that right there, do we want to look at it and say that's a higher low? We don't have a higher high yet, but is that a higher low? We'll see. If we can get up in here and make some closes on the 1 hour, that could be a higher high. And then that could be the start of maybe we put in that support and can head up. So you said Charlie and Warren will eventually will buy eventually when they are forced because they are losing wealth in hyperinflation. They just old schools. They in them old economy stocks, right? Banks. They just bought with some oil. Even though that it turns out that was a good buy, it's kind of scooping up that oil, natural gas. I can't remember what they bought. Things in energy, Berkshire, but I think their stock is about to break out. I'm just looking at their stock. BRA, isn't it BRK/A or something like that? No, B. That's the $364,000 one. Yeah, that's rolling over on the hourly. That looks like it wants. This looks like you just want to short that. That's perfect. That's a perfect entry almost right there. We'll see. That looks like it just gives one of these candles, right? That wants to draw one of these in the worst way. So pull up the weekly. Yeah, see, it was looking strong, but damn, that hourly looks terrible. I'm telling you, and this is why you got to cycle through down all these charts. If you look at the monthly is perfect. The monthly is totally bullish. Look at the crossover in the moving averages. 100% bullish right here, right? Want to buy. So it makes you say, well, this is just short term down. Maybe we come down to that support, right? We're actually right there. So let's see what happens, right? So bullish, right? If it comes down to these moving averages, it's definitely a real strong buy right there. But interesting. So that's the monthly. You look at the weekly, and you kind of see what I just drew, right? It comes down to here and then takes off. And then you come to the daily, and as we get short term, now that looks like it wants to roll over a bit, right? So maybe we do come down. And that's what I said in yesterday's video, that I think we might go down possibly another 3 to 5%. The way the charts are setting up, it just seems like we need a little bit more to the downside, right? And this one's almost showing that same thing. And you come up to so that's the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. Definitely wants to roll over. And 1 hour, yeah, we showed that the other day. So it's ready to just break that and head down about 8 points. So maybe one more ugly day, and maybe that's tomorrow, right? And then after tomorrow, turnaround Tuesday, right? Turnaround Tuesday. So we'll see what happens. And also, tomorrow's the first day of the month. So we could have some selling right on that last day. So I'm interested. Let's see what happens. I'm getting ready to end this video, y'all. Stay with it. Gosh, chopper. Don't trade too big, even though I do. Hey, I'm with you. Like sometimes I be big. I be trading big a lot, to tell you the truth. But just be careful. Look. Let's use Berkshire, for instance, okay? And let's look at this real quick. We're going to use this this is how I want you to trade. Let's pull up the weekly, and let's pull up the monthly, right? And you're looking at it's trading right now at 240. You think it's going to go higher, so you go here. Remember, I said don't trade these early. Man, we got to stay away from these guys, these calls up here, right? To me, that's gambling. It's really risky. If it goes against you and you just long a call or put, you're going to get destroyed. At least come a year out. That's me though. But at least nothing below 60. Just don't buy any call below that. All right, so let's do the 82, right? If you're going to buy a call, straight call, stay out of that 60 and lower range. Let's look at this. Is 82 days to expire. I think it's going higher. Instead of buying this call right here for $935, buy a call and finance it by selling something further out. Let's sell that 260 for $4 or so, right? So we buy the 245 and we sell the 260, right? So that's a 15-point wide spread. And right now it's saying that's just $180. So instead of paying $900, we could pay $180. Actually, sorry, 260. I thought that was a little cheap. There we go. $480. We could pay $480 instead of that $935. Right? And if we analyze that, I mean, we're going to make some money on that. That's a 15-point wide. And the most we can make is $1,000. Right? So we sold it for $480. Right? You can see right here. Look at this number right here. You can see it's anything below that 245, we lose all our money, right? We needed to go above 245. And if it goes anything higher than 260, we're not going to capitalize on that. All right. So we're basically saying 260, anything above 260, we're just going to have to give up those gains. We want to make between 245 and 260. And if we do, you can see that number over here. When I move the cursor, it'll be 1,020. So 480 into 1,020, we basically doubled our money. 1.25%, maybe 125% on our money, something like that. Quick math in the head. I'm not 100% sure on that. And that's how you want to trade. If that's not enough for you and you want to go bigger, well, just buy 2 of those, right? So you analyze that tab. So that means we put 1,400 on the line, almost the price, a little more than the price of that call. And the most we can make is $3,000. And it's not going to move like that call. And we have time. If this thing starts sinking, you have time to say, you know what, I think I'm going to get out. And it won't hurt you as much as buying that call, right? Buying those calls is very risky. It's very risky. But like I said, if you're right, if you buy it and it just starts going straight up, you're hitting a home run. It's nice, But how often is that? Look at right here in this period. If you bought a call anywhere in this last 2 years, for the most part, you probably got destroyed. There's some moves in here, but you have to look at the timing. You got to time it perfectly. Who knows that, right? So do a trade like that. Do some call spreads. When you buy that call and go out further and you sell the next one, you sell a call further out, it costs you less money and you really actually could make more money. And it's safer, it's less volatile, it's a lot of benefits in there. And if it goes down, you can always, like I did with Lulu, you just sell that short strike and now you're long the call. So you made money on the downside and hopefully you can make money on the upside. All right, y'all. I hope you understand that, Chopper. You said 60% of your portfolio going over leveraging myself with calls during the high and buy the highs and buying on the dips. I feel that I did that video. It was a little rant video. I said buying calls is done because I seen that. And, I've just been going through a lot of different stock channels on YouTube. And like I said in that video, everyone was like, calls, get the calls and this and that, calls, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so last week was a rough week in the markets, the last week and a half or so. And if people was in those calls, destroyed. I mean, there was a guy just totally pushing CCIV, Churchill Capital, because they was going to buy a EV company. And you can see it's up here. And it was a great stock. I mean, but they bought the EV company. Boom, this thing done crashed. It's let me see, from here to where it is now, it's down 47%. You lost half your money. If you was in the calls, your calls are worthless now. They're worthless. Any call, I'm sure it's worthless unless you're in the leaps, right? Where you're in a call where it has time. So this was trading at 60. Let's see. Let's go out to, here's a year. Let's look at calls after 60. Yeah, see, he's still got $5 in the 85 here. You got some money left over. You could actually say, you know what, I'm going to sell it, and you still got something. But if you was in these short term, say this one 32 days out, matter of fact, they don't even go that high. What the hell? How about this one? 47 days out. Look at 90. Yeah, these things, I'm sure they was worth way more, but yeah, try to just concentrate on being in something longer term. By the way, pulling up that week, that is ugly. That's an outside candle, damn near a little bit short right there, but that looks like it wants to go a lot lower just by pulling up that weekly. So anyone trading CCIV Churchill Capital, be careful. What's up, Cashmatic? Thanks for joining in, man. And I'll check you out too, Chopper. Cash, gonna have to catch the replay, man. I'm about to end the video, but I'm glad you made it anyway. All right, so if you guys have any questions, let's go ahead and put it in the comments below. Thanks for checking me out. I think this was a good video, so definitely check it out, Cashmatic. And if anybody else, just pop it in. Check it out. Share me out. Be cautious. I think we had a critical moment of, and just trying to think. Yeah, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Dre Trades on both of those platforms, and right here on YouTube. Any comment, and we can have a chat. Thanks for checking me out. Exclamation. Thanks for giving me a little education. Mr. JRH, Global FM 247, the jewelry box, my girl. And I think I caught everyone. All right, so I'll talk to you guys later. This is Dre. I'm out.